Okay guys, we are at the equipment stage of the For Fun Detector Dog program. I'm out here where hopefully there's a little less noise and we get a little more viewing area of what's going on. As far as equipment goes, it's pretty simple. Collars. You don't want anything other than a plain, bring it. Okay, we don't want anything, we don't want choke chains, pinch collars, e-collars, nothing like that. We just want a regular flat collar, nylon. Reason being, excuse me, we don't do physical corrections and detector work. We don't want to, deter the dog in any way. What we do, if they do something wrong, we either don't reward the behavior or instead of correcting them, we wait for them, we wait them out is basically what we do. So that's all we need for collars. As far as leashes, we're going to have our 6-foot leash, but we also want to have a 10-foot leash. And the reason we want a 10-foot leash is there's a thing called traveling down the leash. Basically, scientifically, it's known as the Clever Hans effect. And it's when we do stuff that we don't know that we're doing, they're physical cues, oriented responses to the dog, that the dog is somehow messed up, and the dog will respond. It will do its final response out of, wondering why. Out of frustration. And let's say you're doing a known problem and you present, the dog walks past it. You get, your heart rate goes up, you're going, oh my gosh, the dog missed it. The dog picks up on cues like that. And the dog may sit just because of that. And you don't know whether the dog is sitting because of odor or because of you. So we really want to, once they know that odor, we really want to keep ourselves as out of the picture as much as possible. If they miss, they miss. It's not a problem. We mark it down. We keep we keep our training records, which is something that's going to be in another video, and we figure out why that dog missed it. As far as odors, very scientific. I did a lot of research on this, and I'm totally bullshitting you right now. We are doing, I don't have DEA clearance anymore, and I'm guessing none of y'all do, and I don't think you'd want all of us over there as guests. So we are using the very pungent, the very cheap oregano. You can buy it. I went to a grocery store and bought about 10, 15 of these. Some people, you can go to a culinary store and, you can buy those big, or, big bulk ones. I like the little ones because I can keep them as aids. Especially the ones, this one's stuck. Especially the ones with these little tops on them, right here, because what you do is you have the oregano in them, and then you take like that saran wrap that makes the watertight seal, put it on there where it's airtight, poke a few holes with a toothpick, snap this back on, and we have a lot of odor coming out. And you can use this in the beginning to really get their attention. And then of course, if it knocks over, because of the airtight thing we put over it, you're not going to have oregano falling everywhere. And then of course you put it on top. You put the top on when you're done. The next thing we need is the scale. And you're probably going to have to go to one of those creepy smoke shops to get one. And the reason we do this is because, like I said, we're doing this the real detector dog way. And a detector dog knows not just one amount of odor, but multiple amounts of odors. We're going to be learning how to do it in cars. We're going to learn how to, so we have to have training records, and we have to know how much the dog is looking for and is finding and is missing. If you notice my aids, they're labeled. Okay, so that way I know if 200 grams in a car she hits, but 100 grams she won't. So we need to work on building that threshold, lowering that threshold so she can hit something like this. She'll still hit this. Or let's say you have this in here and you have it, you know, hidden in a box somewhere in the back of a corner, and the dog misses it. And they miss it, it's not really because they can't smell it, but because it's so overwhelming. They shut down and they don't know what to do because they don't know how to get to the source. Write it down and put it in your records. And that comes to, get a little notepad. I forgot to bring it with me. It's about this size. You write down, you know, and this is going to be later, but you're going to be writing down how much was in the aid, what type of container it was in, where it was placed in, did the dog respond, did the dog miss. Now, we don't want to get into the habit of multiple presentations. We want our dogs to one pass and that's it, and then they'll eventually get it or they won't. So, because the more you present it, then the more the dog is going to go, okay, they must be representing this to me for some reason. I must be missing something, and they respond. Again, clever Hans effect. Don't know what they're responding to. You'll see this actually in a lot of actual drug dogs, which is really scary because it's not the odor that they're responding to, it's the handler. And it's been proven in court multiple times. I know that for a fact because my father did it. So we don't want that kind of dog. We want a dog that's going to hit it the first time. And if they miss it, then that's on us to fix. We write it down, we put it in the training records, and we fix it, just like a regular one. Again, like I said, you're doing it like a real detector dog. This is going to be a real project. You and your dog are going to become such a team. It's going to be incredible. As far as containers, I use all kinds of different things. I love these in the beginning. I love these, period. Little bitty baggies. They get real flat. They're the square snack, is what they're called. Great for door seams when you're first teaching them. Great for any little tiny crevice, especially when the dog gets more advanced to have. You really don't want them to have a threshold lower than this though. We don't want that. We don't want residual odors. So, and then, you know, of course you have a container to keep it in. You can go online, you can get the airtight container. Honestly, it's oregano, it's cheap. I don't really worry about it. This is for fun. Now, if it was the competition one, then that would be a different story. And Ellie's just came in, and I got mine from Ray Allen. Been getting stuff from Ray Allen since I was a kid, so it's just where I go to. But this one, you know, and I would keep these two separate. If you do decide to go to the competition route, keep these two separate. We don't want odors bleeding onto each other. Just a little factoid to go out to you. That's how dogs find tripwires. Most of the time when people are building bombs, they put the fishing line and all that stuff in there together in one little spot. So the fishing line picks up the odor of the smokeless powder or whatever explosive they're going to use. And the bomb dogs, their threshold is significantly lower than a drug dog's. So that as soon as they get the smallest whiff of it, they stop and let people search. As opposed to drug dogs, we go to the source. The next thing you need, something to hold the reward in. In the beginning, it's going to be under our arm. As the dog progresses, we're going to go ahead and, you know, this one is for the, this program is for the ball-driven dogs. And I'm talking dogs that will chase a ball till their feet fall off. We will do a food reward one after this one, but we're doing balls right now. So we want something to carry our reward in. I have this one. I got it from PetSmart, or I'm not really a fan of it. You can get a fanny pack. You can go to a hardware store, get a little tool belt. Keep it right there. It holds it just fine. That is that. And then the next thing we have are the boxes. If you are really handy, or if you really want to get into this, and you're not going to need them for long, but if you really want to, you can go online, you can order the pre-made boxes with the holes in them and all that other fancy stuff. But once again, this is for fun. So I went the old-fashioned way, cardboard box, took a screwdriver, poked holes in it, air could come out. We're only using this for a couple of weeks anyways. Boxes of different thickness, size. I forgot the other one. There's another one that's really, really, really thick. And these are for the beginning. One thing you need to make sure, do not store your boxes near your aids, because again, they will pick up the odor. Then you have the dog, you're gonna start off on the wrong foot, confusing the dog as far as thresholds, and that comes later in the training. And then the last thing, of course, you have to have is the reward. Ellie's go-to thing is the Kong. She'll do a ball, but she prefers her Kong. So that is the equipment. Let's start getting on to pairing some odors.